Air ambulance rescues tombstoner badly hurt on rocks. The youth was left with suspected spinal injuries. Jesus, what a shit title that is. Right, we need to change this. What would a vlogger do? An air ambulance was called to help a boy who had suffered spinal injuries in a tombstoning accident in Devon. The youth had been jumping off the rocks at Redgate Beach in South Devon when the emergency services were called. Devon Air Ambulance landed on the beach to assess the local youth's injuries. John Bunce, Torbay Coast Guard station officer, said the local youth had been tombstoning into the water around Redgate Beach and had been injured in the process. Yeah, no shit, John Bunce. Keep up, mate. They already told us that. Fucking idiot. The Devon Air Ambulance landed on the beach as it was reported that the young man had sustained a spinal injury. Yesterday, tombstoners as young as 11 were again defying warnings by leaping off the historic foreshore. Citing recent injuries and tragedies, including one incident in 2016 where a man died after misjudging the distance and landing on the rocks below instead of the water, the authorities are highlighting the dangers which go hand in hand with the activity. Oh well, here's hoping that kid makes a full and speedy recovery. Right? Everyone in the Facebook comments are being complete wankers about this. Bert says, anyone tombstoning and injured and needing medical assistance should be sent the bill for the cost, even if it does put pressure on the family. Maybe then they'll see the stupidity in their dangerous ways. Alright Bert, well I'm glad we all made you Supreme Captain of what medical assistance is allowed to be funded by the NHS. What did that article say? Kids as young as 11? So if your 11-year-old has a moment of stupidity, a momentary lapse of rationality, fucking BAM! Financial ruin for him and his family. Never let that little bastard have a Christmas again. That'll teach him. Katie says, how is stupid people jumping off rocks a responsibility of the council? Well, actually, a little bit of local context. The council used to have diving boards in the safest cliffs with the deepest water so that it could be done as safely as possible. But they removed them. I'd rather the tax I pay goes on something worthwhile rather than trying to protect people who don't use their brains. And being young is not an excuse to get away with bad ideas. Alright, steady on, Steve Shives. Jesus. Especially for young people who have grown up in this area, they should know better. Perhaps their parents could do a little more to educate them before throwing the blame at anyone else. Katie, the parenting hero. Bet her kids will never make any mistakes in life ever. Fuck off, Katie. Kathleen says, my god, they've been warned and choose to ignore the warnings. Their own fault if they get hurt. Well, yeah, fair enough, to be honest. No, Tracy here was a moron. No sympathy, idiot. Send him the bill for his lifelong care. I had to reply to this one. I simply replied, I hope it's never your son that has a momentary lapse of judgment or calculation. She replied, they wouldn't be that stupid. Then her son replies saying, I don't know mum, I once ran into a wall running away from a taxi drunk. That was only a couple stitches up A&E though. Hope the lad's alright. You know, as if to prove my point. I replied, no sympathy, idiot. And I did some in capitals and some is not, just to show how stupid it was. You knew the dangers of getting drunk and did it anyway. Faxing the bill through to you now. Oof, why am I such a little shit? Oh my god, then we got this bellend. When will these people wake up and realise what danger they are putting themselves in? They wouldn't step out in front of a car or a train, so why would they be so ignorant and selfish? Imagine what their family would have to go through to know this sort of thing can be prevented. Carl says, leave them to it, I say. Stephen says, they can slate most things as that is their opinion. But when they start with history, they forget the heroes that made the ultimate sacrifice for us all. I don't think it's deserved and respect. I don't think it's deserved and respect for these unsung heroes. What the fuck? I don't think it is deserved and respect for these unsung heroes should always be respected and put first. Jesus Christ. Mark says, eh? Same here, Mark, same here. Helen says, oh my god, you again. Stop moaning about history, you're really boring people now. Yeah, I can agree with that, Helen. Stephen comes back at her. If you can't take constructive replies, then don't bother leaving any to others. If you cannot disprove that what I am saying isn't fact, then shut up! Bellend. The general consensus among these people is that tombstoning, if you don't know what that is, by the way, it's just jumping off cliffs into water, is needlessly dangerous and therefore stupid. And therefore, we shouldn't quote-unquote waste our tax money and NHS money on providing healthcare to those who suffer accidents after their jump goes tits up. Well, I've got two main problems with this. Number one, are any of these people smokers? That's a bit of an unnecessary danger, don't you think? No medical attention for your lung cancer, Barry. I suggest you say goodbye to your infant children. Or what about this? Have any of them ever got drunk? Even once! It only takes one drunken escapade to end up in hospital, as we saw from our buddy Luke. Just like it could only take one cliff jump for it to all go wrong. How do you think Trace would have felt if her son had been turned away from the hospital because someone thought his actions were too stupid to be treated on their National Health Service? Have any of them ever driven 35 miles an hour in a 30 mile an hour zone? Or 61 mile an hour through a 60 zone? I sincerely hope not, because if they have an accident at that law-breaking speed, then fuck them. They would be needlessly dangerous and stupid, right? Do you see the problem here? It's easy to talk shit about kids just because you wouldn't like to do it yourself. But if you start trying to pick and choose what counts as needless and self-inflicted injury, where do you draw the line? My second problem with this is also the reason I'm so passionate about this topic.
2, 1, 4. Got it! Hi, Chris. Chris just last night.
My current job is basically to do dumb shit for Instagram and vlogs. Now, I don't want to hurt myself or hospitalise myself when I go filming for these videos. I just want to live life to the fullest. These people are suggesting that if you do anything besides follow the rules, go to work, stay inside your house and always maximise safety, then fuck ya. Which is not the kind of world I want to live in, to be honest. I'll leave you with a quote to think about. Before you can be old and wise, you must first be young and stupid. Take care, kind man then, and rest assured that whatever dumb shit you do, I will always be here to support your right to healthcare. Stay safe, stay dangerous. Later.